Have you ever noticed how some days you wake up brimming with energy and a rumbling stomach, while other mornings you can hardly summon the appetite for a bite of toast? Many of us, especially after turning 75, have been conditioned to think that a slow metabolism in our later years is simply inevitable, that fatigue and sluggish digestion just come with the territory. But the truth is, while our bodies do change over time, they're also remarkably adaptive. The secret to feeling more energized each morning can be as simple as rethinking what we put on our breakfast plate. Today, we're exploring 4 fruity breakfast options that don't just taste great, they're also specifically geared towards supporting a more robust metabolism in your golden years. For many older adults, there's a real concern about losing muscle strength or needing extra rest throughout the day. When you're faced with diminished energy, activities you once did without a second thought, like taking the dog for a walk or climbing a short flight of stairs, start feeling like a real chore. That can create a cycle of less movement, more inactivity, and even slower metabolism. In my experience working alongside nutrition-focused senior community programs, I've witnessed how simple dietary tweaks can brighten people's mornings. It's not about dramatic overhauls or strict regimens. Instead, small, intentional changes in the first meal of the day can transform how you feel, both physically and emotionally. Why does this matter so much? Because it's about preserving and enhancing your independence, your comfort, and your joy. Something as routine as breakfast can set the tone for the entire day. When you supply your body with the right nutrients early on, especially those that gently help with digestion, stabilize blood sugar, and promote consistent energy levels, you'll discover that everyday tasks feel easier. You may even find room in your schedule for hobbies or outings you once considered too tiring. The positive ripple effect can be truly inspiring. And for seniors, these ripples go beyond just physical health. Feeling more capable, more awake, and more yourself has a tremendous impact on your mood, confidence, and social life. So how do we make this happen? In a moment, we'll walk through 4 specific breakfast ideas that center around fruit. Each one is easy to prepare, affordable, and adaptable to different dietary needs. You'll get a better understanding of why certain fruits are metabolically beneficial after 75, and how combining them with other ingredients can help your body make the most of each bite. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear game plan for spicing up your morning routine without making drastic changes or spending hours in the kitchen. Over the years, I've had the privilege of collaborating with dietitians, reading up on the latest nutritional research, and more importantly, hearing from seniors themselves. Their stories and successes are the real testimony that it's never too late to rediscover a boost of vitality at the breakfast table. While I'm not a doctor and none of this should replace personalized medical advice, you can take these ideas to your next healthcare appointment and discuss how they might fit into your specific situation. There's no one-size-fits-all solution, but there are many safe, tested approaches that can make a difference in how you feel day to day. Before we jump in, I'd love to hear from you. What is your biggest challenge when it comes to breakfast? If you feel comfortable sharing, leave a comment or let a friend know. You might just inspire someone else to try something new. Now let's explore a few common breakfast misconceptions and see how you can transform them into tasty, fruit-forward starts to your day. Have you ever been told that breakfast should be plain and bland because of potential digestive issues, or because sugary foods are supposedly off-limits for seniors? Let's challenge that. One of the biggest misconceptions I encounter is the idea that older adults must avoid fruits due to their sugar content. While it's wise to be cautious about added sugars, natural sugars from whole fruits come packed with fiber, vitamins, and antioxidants that can actually aid digestion and support energy levels. Imagine you're Janice, a 78-year-old grandmother who has always played it safe at breakfast. Plain toast, maybe some scrambled eggs when she has the energy. She grew up believing that eating fruit in the morning might give her an upset stomach, so she rarely tried it. Over time, she noticed her mornings were marked by fatigue, and the idea of venturing out for a walk right after breakfast seemed overwhelming. But Janice's perspective changed when her granddaughter, a healthcare volunteer, introduced her to a simple berry oatmeal bowl. Janice initially worried that berries would be too tart or might spike her blood sugar. What she discovered, however, was that a modest serving of fresh or frozen berries, especially those like blueberries, raspberries, or blackberries, provided a sweet tart flavor without the crash she feared. Why? Berries are packed with fiber and beneficial plant compounds that slow the absorption of their natural sugars, preventing sharp spikes in energy levels. Plus, many studies point out that a diet rich in colorful fruits supports cardiovascular health and may help maintain cognitive function. For seniors concerned about mental clarity and heart well-being, that's a big plus. If you'd like to give this a try yourself, here's how you can create a berry oatmeal bowl that fits neatly into a typical morning routine. Start by cooking half a cup of old-fashioned oats in water or a milk of your choice, almond, dairy, or even soy, depending on your preferences and dietary needs. Once the oats are soft, stir in a handful of fresh or frozen berries. If you're using frozen, you can thaw them overnight in the fridge so they're ready to go. Then, top with a tablespoon of chopped nuts, walnuts, almonds, or pecans, and perhaps a sprinkle of cinnamon. This combination not only adds flavor, but also delivers a balance of protein, healthy fats, and carbohydrates. Add a small drizzle of honey if you enjoy a sweeter taste, but remember to keep it moderate. Physically, this breakfast option supports a gradual energy release that can help you stay active throughout the morning. Emotionally, it brings a sense of comfort and nostalgia. Berries often remind people of summer months or family gatherings, making that first meal of the day an uplifting experience. Janice started having her berry oatmeal a few times a week and noticed she felt lighter yet more energized after breakfast. She even began taking a short walk around her neighborhood before lunch, a routine she once found too tiring. Transitioning from our fear of fruit sugar into embracing nutrient-packed berry oatmeal is a giant step toward a healthier metabolism. It shows us we can still enjoy sweet flavors while doing something good for our bodies. Remember, if you're dealing with conditions like diabetes or certain digestive issues, it's always a good idea to consult your doctor. But chances are, a moderate portion of berries can be a refreshing change that elevates both your mood and metabolic function. Now that we've replaced the myth of too much sugar with the reality of fiber-rich, natural fruit sweetness, let's examine another commonly misunderstood breakfast approach. The idea that breakfast has to be heavy on bread or pastries to be filling. Another misconception many seniors hold is that they need a substantial amount of refined carbs to keep them full, but it's often the quality of those carbs and what we pair with them that truly matters. Consider the experience of Harold, a 77-year-old retiree who lives alone and enjoys a sweet treat in the morning. Often, he'd head to his local bakery for a donut or a cinnamon bun and pair it with a cup of coffee. While this momentarily satisfied his taste buds, he'd feel a noticeable energy dip about an hour or two later. Eventually, Harold would skip his morning gardening because he felt too drained. He believed sweet pastries were simply a guilty pleasure he could never give up. After all, at his age, why bother changing? Then one day, Harold learned about apple cinnamon parfaits, which blend a variety of nutrients in layers. The star of the show is apples, particularly when they're lightly sautéed or baked with cinnamon to bring out their natural sweetness. An apple cinnamon parfait typically includes layers of unsweetened Greek yogurt or a dairy-free alternative, depending on preference, gently softened apple chunks with a dash of cinnamon, and a sprinkle of granola or oats for texture. The tanginess of the yogurt balances the warm sweetness of the apples, creating a taste reminiscent of apple pie but without the heavy processed sugar or pastry dough. So, why is this so effective for someone like Harold and potentially for you? Apples are high in soluble fiber, especially pectin, which can help regulate digestion and keep you feeling full longer. The protein in the yogurt contributes to muscle health, a particular concern for older adults, and also helps smooth out any blood sugar fluctuations. The sprinkling of oats or granola adds a low glycemic carbohydrate that sustains energy. Cinnamon, meanwhile, has been associated by many experts with a potential role in maintaining steady blood sugar levels, though it's not a cure-all. The emotional benefit here is a big one too. You still get that warm, comforting sensation reminiscent of a sweet pastry, but in a form that supports better endurance for the day's activities. Here's how you can make your own apple cinnamon parfait in under 10 minutes. First, slice half an apple into small cubes. You can keep the skin on for extra fiber. In a small pan, place the apple cubes with a tablespoon of water and a dash of cinnamon. Cook over low heat for about 5 minutes, stirring occasionally. If you find it a bit tart, add a teaspoon of pure maple syrup or honey, but stay mindful of portion sizes if you're watching your sugar intake. Next, spoon half a cup of Greek yogurt into a bowl or a clear glass if you like a pretty presentation. Layer the warm apple mixture on top, then finish with a tablespoon of low-sugar granola or lightly toasted oats. Feel free to add some chopped nuts or seeds if you desire extra crunch. What Harold discovered was that this switch not only kept him full for longer, but also gave him a gentle energy lift that lasted through his gardening time. He was no longer reaching for another cup of coffee mid-morning or a second sweet treat. Over weeks, Harold noticed a subtle yet meaningful improvement in his stamina. He also felt emotionally rewarded because he didn't feel deprived. In fact, he felt like he was indulging in a dessert-like breakfast while actually making a healthier choice. The idea that breakfast has to be bread-heavy or loaded with refined carbs is simply not true, and an apple cinnamon parfait can be a delicious counterexample. Before we move on to our next fruity breakfast solution, I'd love to know, have you ever tried a healthier twist on a favorite sweet treat? Let us know how it went for you or what you might like to try next. Sharing your experiences can motivate others to break free from old habits. Now let's explore a third misconception, that smoothies are too young or trendy for seniors and might not provide enough substance. The truth is, smoothies can be a powerhouse of nutrition if you choose the right ingredients. Many people avoid them because they associate smoothies with sugary drinks or trendy juice bars. But a well-balanced smoothie can be a lifesaver on days when chewing is difficult or when you simply want something refreshing that doesn't feel heavy. Picture Wanda, age 80, who sometimes struggles with chewing hard foods due to dental sensitivity. She often felt bored with her breakfast, sticking to the same soft-boiled eggs and toast day after day. Over time, she noticed her fruit intake was dwindling, mostly because biting into firm apples or pears was uncomfortable. Wanda thought smoothies were designed for younger folks at the gym, not for seniors who want to maintain a calm and gentle morning routine. But after some encouragement from a neighbor, she decided to give a citrus smoothie a try and was surprised by how satisfying it was. The key to a metabolism-friendly citrus smoothie is combining whole fruit fiber with a source of protein. Oranges and grapefruits are often overlooked, but they can be fantastic in a smoothie. If you peel and segment them, you preserve the pulp, which houses beneficial fiber that supports digestive health and can moderate the body's absorption of natural sugars. Adding half a banana can help create a creamy texture without needing loads of sweetener. For protein, options include Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, or a handful of soft silken tofu if you prefer a dairy-free version. A small spoonful of ground flax seeds or chia seeds also boosts the fiber and healthy fat content. If you'd like to try Wanda's Citrus Sunrise Smoothie, start by peeling and segmenting a medium orange and half a grapefruit, removing seeds and as much of the bitter pith as possible, yet keeping the translucent membranes for fiber. Pop those in a blender with half a banana, a quarter cup of Greek yogurt or a dairy-free alternative, and half a cup of water or orange juice if you desire a thinner consistency. If you're worried about the acidity, adding a couple of slices of cucumber can mellow the flavor without overpowering the citrus notes. Blend until smooth, taste to see if it needs a touch of honey or a sugar-free sweetener, and enjoy immediately. Wanda found that this smoothie not only was gentle on her teeth, but also kept her energized enough to do her daily crossword and walk around her block without feeling weighed down. She particularly enjoyed how refreshing the citrus flavors felt, almost like a mini vacation in a glass. Physically, the mix of vitamins C and B, along with potassium from the banana, gave her a nutrient boost that contributed to her vitality. Emotionally, it was exciting to try something that felt slightly adventurous. She hadn't ventured beyond toast and tea in years. Smoothies can absolutely be senior-friendly, providing a fantastic alternative to more traditional breakfasts on days when you crave something fresh and easy to consume. Smoothies aren't just a fad. They can be adapted for anyone, especially if you pay attention to including a protein source and limiting added sugars. They're also easy to modify if you're dealing with certain health conditions. For instance, if you're on a low-acid diet due to acid reflux, you can swap out oranges and grapefruits for peaches or mangoes. The point is, a smoothie doesn't have to be an empty-calorie sugar bomb. It can be a strategic, nutrient-rich start to your day. At this point, you might be wondering, do these fruity options really keep you satisfied, or will you get hungry again an hour later? That's an important concern, which brings us to our fourth misconception. The idea that fruit-based breakfasts aren't substantial enough to support muscle health and metabolism, especially in older adults who might be worried about muscle loss. This is a valid fear. After all, preserving muscle mass is crucial for mobility and independence. Fortunately, fruit isn't the only player in these breakfasts. The right add-ons can make a big difference. Let's dig into a final recipe that combines fruit with a classic favorite, toast. The twist here involves choosing nutrient-dense ingredients that keep you satisfied for hours. Think about Margaret, a 76-year-old who grew up in a time when buttered toast was the quick go-to. She never thought to pair fruit with toast in a savory-sweet combination. But Margaret was also becoming more cautious about her metabolism, especially after a minor fall that made her realize how important leg strength and balance really are. She wanted a breakfast that was both hearty and gentle on her stomach. That's when she learned about avocado banana toast, a surprising blend that provides a creamy texture and subtle sweetness, along with healthy fats. Start with a slice of whole grain bread, since whole grains contain more fiber and nutrients than white bread, which helps you sustain energy and may support more stable blood sugar levels. Mash half a ripe avocado in a bowl with a small pinch of salt and pepper, or a hint of chili flakes if you enjoy a little spice. Spread it generously on the toast. Then top it with thin slices of banana. If you find bananas too sweet, you can opt for just a few slices for a balanced flavor. For extra protein, some people like to add a poached egg on top, but that's completely optional. You could also incorporate a sprinkle of hemp seeds or finely chopped nuts for added texture and protein. Why does this combination work so well, especially for seniors? Avocado is a great source of monounsaturated fats that support heart health and can help you feel full. Bananas provide potassium, which plays a role in muscle function, something crucial for older adults who want to maintain or improve their mobility. The whole grain toast offers complex carbs that break down slower than refined grains. This entire package gives your body a balanced fuel source. You're not skimping on flavor either. The sweet banana melds beautifully with the rich avocado for an interesting twist on the traditional savory toast. Margaret found that after she started incorporating this meal, her mid-morning energy slump disappeared. She also reported feeling more inclined to do her daily leg-strengthening exercises because she wasn't weighed down by an overly heavy breakfast. Nor was she ravenous an hour later. Emotionally, this breakfast can be quite empowering. Who would have thought that fruit on toast, beyond jam, could be so tasty and filling? By discovering new flavor combinations, you prove to yourself that it's never too late to learn something new. You also combat the misconception that fruit has to be an add-on or an afterthought. Here it takes center stage in a nutrient-dense format that caters to your body's needs for sustained energy and muscle support. Let's pause for a moment. If any of these ideas have sparked your interest or reminded you of a recipe you once loved, please consider sharing your favorite breakfast twist in the comments. Trading ideas helps build a supportive community where we can all learn from each other's experiences. So, we've explored 4 ideas: berry oatmeal, apple cinnamon parfaits, citrus smoothies, and avocado banana toast, to challenge the myths that fruit-based breakfasts are too sugary, insubstantial, or somehow off-limits for seniors. The simple act of reimagining your morning meal can create a ripple effect of positive changes, from having more energy for hobbies to feeling emotionally uplifted. Now let's take a step back and see where this leaves us. We began by questioning the long-standing belief that a sluggish metabolism is just another part of getting older. Through Janice's berry oatmeal, Harold's apple cinnamon parfait, Wanda's citrus smoothie, and Margaret's avocado banana toast, we've seen how real people made manageable shifts in their breakfast routine with significant payoffs. The sense of renewed energy, improved mood, and strengthened resolve to stay active are all benefits well within reach. It's important to recognize that every individual's body is unique. One person might feel fantastic with citrus, while another might need a less acidic fruit combination. The key is experimentation. You have the freedom to tweak portion sizes, fruit types, and additional proteins to suit your specific health conditions and flavor preferences. And as always, if you're managing conditions like diabetes, heart disease, or gastrointestinal issues, or if you take medications with dietary restrictions, talk to your healthcare provider. Think of these recipes as conversation starters rather than strict prescriptions. There's genuine value in creating a sense of urgency around these changes, but it's not about fear. Instead, it's about recognizing that every day is an opportunity to either support or undermine your health. And when you choose to support it, the effects can be surprising and delightful. If you find yourself longing for more stamina, fewer energy crashes, or simply a more enjoyable breakfast routine, why wait? Each morning gives you a fresh chance to nourish your body and mind. Picture yourself 1 month from now, feeling a bit lighter on your feet and taking that brisk walk through your neighborhood without the need to pause for breath. Maybe your joints feel a little less stiff and you're excited to show your grandkids a new smoothie recipe you've perfected. Small steps can add up to significant transformations. Even if you only try one of these breakfasts a few times a week, the benefits can accumulate. If you're ready for a simple first step, choose one of these recipes, whichever sparked your curiosity the most, and gather the ingredients today. Write them on a shopping list or ask a family member or friend to help you pick them up. If you have the resources, you might also consider a cooking class at a local senior center. Or perhaps you'd prefer a simple phone conversation with a friend where you each commit to trying a new breakfast option and reporting back. If you're a digital savvy senior, you could even hop online and browse recipe variations. The possibilities are endless, and you don't have to tackle it all at once. Ultimately, you're in the driver's seat of your health journey. You've gathered wisdom over the years, faced challenges, and seen countless changes in health recommendations. What remains constant is your ability to adapt and make informed choices that resonate with your body's needs. Think of these fruity breakfast options not as a rigid plan, but as building blocks for a brighter, more energetic morning. Embrace the potential, enjoy the process, and celebrate each step you take toward fueling your day with nutrients that support both physical vitality and emotional well-being. Thank you for sharing this time with me. I'd love to see you try at least one of these breakfasts and share your thoughts. Every comment, every story, and every bit of feedback can motivate someone else in our community to take action too. Here's to starting your day with flavor, nourishment, and the optimism that your body can thrive at any age. I believe in your resourcefulness and your resilience. Make today the day you decide to see breakfast as not just another meal, but a simple pathway to a more vibrant you.